2022 Ferrari 296 GTB Supercar in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. We're driving a 2022 Ferrari 296 GTB in a special race called the Ferrari 296 GTB One-Make, meaning they're all Ferrari 296s. We're driving it at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Now I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I apologize. We're driving it for 5 laps and we started 10th of 10 cars with a rolling start. Now I ran a few quick practice laps on this track, which is one of the new updated tracks in the Spec 3 update, and just to get a little bit familiarized. So I'm not really quite that up to this track yet, but I'm going to do my best. So if I overshoot some of the corners, well then I'm sorry, but we're doing the best we can, not having had a lot of practice time on this track, but I think we're going to do okay. Now this particular race, we've only got 9 cars we got to pass, and in 5 laps, it's only 2 cars per lap. So we don't have to drive chaotic or crazy or wild. We just kind of try out different things. See, I tried to get them on the right-hand side. That wasn't going to happen. So we get them on the inside. Now there's a couple of straight sections like this one here that are really good for passing. So there's lots of opportunity to advance during the race. There's also lots of opportunity to get passed by somebody else in the race. So we do have to keep our wits about us as we are finishing our first lap. Now, the laps are quite long, but we're going at such high speeds that they're not going to take a long time to race. So you gotta, you don't have to get crazy, but you do have to get moving. You can't just hang behind a car for a long time. Now, if you know that there's a section coming with a corner like this here, then you could stay behind them until you get out of it and then attempt to pass it after that. Now this here part is really hard to pass. It's just kind of back and forth a little bit, and there's not a lot of room on the track. You can't get him on the inside because he'll come over long before you get by him. So there's no point in doing that because then you're just going to get an accident. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of patience. You wait till you get to this section of the track and he moves over to the inside and you go around the outside of him. It pays to have a little bit of patience sometimes because you don't get into the accidents and then have to rerun the race again from the beginning, because that's not a lot of fun. So sometimes going a little slower, like right here, I was gonna go by him, but then I thought, no, it's a tight corner and he would have hit me. And really, what do you accomplish by doing that? If you wait till right here, where you know there's going to be a straight section, you got a much better chance and a much cleaner pass. So that's what I did, and that's the way I like to race now. Everybody's got their own strategy and their own ways of doing things, and this is the OpenFed's way. So as we're coming around the corner here, we can still see quite a few cars in front of us, so we're not nowhere near the front of the pack, but then you wouldn't be. This is only the end of the second lap. So we're gonna have to stick with it a little bit longer. Now I do like this track. It's kind of cool. I think that once you get used to it, you'll be able to go a little faster around some of these here corners and maybe get a little bit better lap time. But in the meantime, we're just gonna hang back a little bit and take it easy and see how the track unfolds for us as we're ripping through it for 5 of them. Now when we get back up behind this guy, like I said, you can't really pass here. A little bit of patience, and we come around this corner and then you make a turn right in front of us there, and then you're back into that straight section again. Well, straight, it curves, but I mean, they hug the inside and they always give you room around the outside. So if you got a little bit of power, like this car, I took him straight out of the garage. There was no tuning, no upping the power or nothing. He stopped the way he came, and he still rips by him because I don't have to slow down for that corner. And he doesn't either, but I don't know if they don't realize that, maybe. So we're catching up to these guys here. Now, there's 2 cars that we can see in front of us. That's all we can see right now. But I think there might be another one way up in the distance. So we're gonna go and pass this blue one, and I do believe that this is the end of our third lap here already. And I went pretty quick. Now we can see this one and one in front, so two cars in front of us still. So the best that we're at right now is third that we know of, but there could be more cars in front of that other one. So as you can see him turning the corner, you can't see far enough ahead to see if this is the lead car or not, but I don't believe he is. I believe there's another one in front, because I don't think I would have caught up to all the cars or the lead car within 3 laps. So I do believe there's another one in front. Whoa! See, overshot that corner just a little bit. You got to remember that corner there and pull it back a little bit when we get closer to it. So as we're getting close to this one, we're going to be able to see in a little bit. We're going to be able to see a little bit up ahead, so that we can see if there's any more cars on the track besides just this one. But I don't know, he's going pretty good. He might be the last car. He might be number 1, making us number 2. So we'll try and stick with him as close as we can for when we get to that straight section just before the end of the lap. And then we'll be able to tell if he is actually the last one. Because there you can see a little bit further into the distance to see if there's any more cars on the track. But I do believe he's the lead car. So if we pass him now, we'll be in the front, and we've got, oh, there we go. There we go. And I don't see any more cars on the track in front of us there. So I believe we're leading right now with 1 lap left to go in a few seconds here. As we come around the corner, right over just up ahead is where the lap ends. So now that we're in the lead, or we think we're in the lead, we can try and take those corners a little bit better. We got no cars to get around. Use the full width of the track, like I always try to preach to myself, and try to keep your car from slowing down any more than you have to, keeping your speed up. I don't know if that's the exact way you're supposed to be driving. I see that corner was a little better. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to be driving, but it seems to work for me. So I'm by no means a professional. I'm not even a professional Gran Turismo driver. I'm just a guy who likes to go out, play some racing games and have fun. And boy, I tell you, the fun factor on this one is through the roof. I really like this one. It was a cool race, and it's a really cool car to drive. You know, the graphics are great, and I really enjoy this track, just like the other new track that we got in the Spec 3 update, the Yas Marina track. That was a wonderful track as well. Anyhow, I really enjoyed this one, and I hope you did too. Hope to see you back at OpenFed Gaming again real soon. And until that day comes, you've been racing in a 2022 Ferrari at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve with me, the OpenFed.